Hi, welcome to 2Kiwis&Cheese. I'm Ben.
I am Garrett.
I am Brent.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Amazing. I was not expecting that.
Yeah,
at all.
I was like, what is it? What's he got up his sleeve this time?
So I started watching the Disney Hercules. When did it come out? 1997. The 1997 Disney
I wasn't born yet.
Hercules.
Wow.
And
Never
as,
will we.
as like a kid who watched it,
Wow.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I enjoy Greek mythology.
I don't think I ever saw it. I don't think I've ever seen Hercules.
It's tough.
I think I've seen it, just like not within memory.
Yeah, maybe I just don't remember.
So, as a guy who watched it as a kid, like I enjoyed it. It's one of I'd say like the three Disney movies that were like my thing with Hercules, Atlantis, and Mulan. Those were like the three. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good trifecta. That's pretty freaking good.
What
It's a
would
good
your
trifecta.
guys' trifecta
Yeah.
be of Disney movies?
I don't know. I watched a few movies. That's the thing. I don't know what I can. I think Monsters
Emperor's
Inc.
New
I'd watched a
Groove's
few
definitely
quite a few
like
times.
top in there.
I think I would have been too old for Emperor's New Groove when it came out to watch it like I would as it like I'm not saying like, oh, I didn't watch it because I was too old. I'm saying like I wouldn't have been like rewinding that on tape, watch it over and over and over again, like I did with Monsters Inc.
No, by the time like I was like old enough to care, like we had it on DVD, so I didn't have to rewind the tape.
I see.
Which I mean, I don't remember when DVD came into major fruition. I feel like it was somewhere around 2004, 2005. But welcome to Disney's Fast Play.
Hey Brent, did you know that the lead of Atlantis is Michael J. Fox?
I did know that actually. Yeah, he was also the lead in. No, I knew that. I liked Atlantis. I just didn't watch it that often when I was a kid. I did like it. I really liked it. It was really cool. I remember I was Stuart Little. Michael J. Fox is also Stuart Little.
Wait. Oh yeah.
That was the finding when I was a kid, and I was like, "Oh, he sounds just like the guy from Back to the Future." Finding that out as a kid, my mind was blown. I was like, "Oh my gosh, he's the mouse!"
Oh my god!
Oh, it was good. Oh my gosh, Michael J. Fox, what a legend!
Damn. Honestly,
yeah. We're getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trifecta. You guys got a trifecta, or should I move on?
So I've got Emperor's New Groove. Oh, you know what? Robin Hood was definitely a top played one.
Oh really? Dang. Robin Hood.
Yeah, the 1984 one. I was definitely a major one.
1984 and 1973.
84. Well, oh no, that was when it was on. Sorry, 19. So yeah. I'm looking at
George Orwell
things. Yeah, the freaking animated one. You're messing me up.
Yeah. So there's the.
But I mean,
Robin
the Men in Tights
Sherwood
ones, that was also pretty well played in my house. But that's not really.
Yeah.
That.
I don't know. Maybe I should Google Disney movies and it might bring back Monsters Inc. Lion King. I'm not sure what the third one will be. I don't know. Like I have to kind of remember what, because like I love Up, but I wouldn't say it wouldn't be on my trifecta of with like really young watching it on tape a lot. Like it wouldn't definitely. I remember going and seeing Up at the cinema. So if I it's
so
not
my trifecta is. My trifecta is 97, 98, and 2001.
I think I might even say Snow White. I remember watching Snow White a lot. I like Snow White. I don't know
Yeah?
why. I think Snow White was pretty good. I liked that. I didn't go. I'm not old enough to go see it in the cinema, of course. But it's my
Whoa,
trifecta
really?
on tape, you know. You know, yeah. You know, the trifecta on tape. I think it was one of the ones that we had recorded on tape.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I was talking about Hercules.
Yeah.
But watching it like again now, I watched it recently, but I was just started watching it again. As a fan of Greek mythology, like I got some complaints. Number one, I hate that they turned the Greek like gods into like Midwest Americans. You know,
You don't like
like
Midwest Americans?
What are you?
Yes.
You're upper
What the hell?
upper west.
No, I'm still considered pretty Midwest.
Oh damn. Well, what's upper west then?
Fuck you. They're Upper West.
Upper West,
Anything
Upper West side
more
is
upper
in,
than just
New
west
York.
is Canada.
Oh, okay.
And then there's the Upper West Side of New York.
Yeah, that too.
Right.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
That's right. I hate that they turn them into like American like caricature. I just hate that they turn them into Americans. Nothing against Americans, but like it's just like I hate it.
I wonder. I wonder if they were just like, well, we have nothing to compare. No, it wouldn't have been that. Yeah, I guess that's just. Well, we have to make it for an American audience, so we're gonna just like fucking. It's all American now. It's all American now. You know what? Hercules, have a cheeseburger. You know.
I like. See, I kind of like how Percy Jackson did it, where it's not. It's like set in America, and then like all of the. Like for instance, Hermes is a UPS or USPS. UPS, one of the two. He works. He owns that.
Probably.
Yeah, like I find that and like kind of funny, and they've got Mount Olympus at the top of the Empire State Building. Stuff like that, I'm just like, oh yeah, like it's interesting, and I know it's written for likely written for American audiences, so that they'd read the book and be like, oh, recognizability, like, oh, that there and that there, and it's that kind of bridge of stuff that's being introduced to children, but through recognizable stuff. I liked that. Even though I didn't recognize any of the stuff that was being.
Well, you're not American.
No, exactly.
Look at the made for you.
But like, I think Hercules does it without respect.
Tough time.
A little bit
being not American and not Greek.
I'm gonna rattle off some points.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of like stuff that was just generally changed, I'm just like, well, why? But also, why not? I can't understand. Hercules being a full god, being both having god parents, when in fact Zeus just went and cheated on Hera, and then Hera, rather than looking at the situation and blaming the actual Zeus, who was at fault for all of it, takes it out on the child. Yeah. Hera is the villain of Hercules' story, but somehow they made Hades the villain, because everyone loves to make Hades the villain of everything, and I don't like that. I don't like how Hades is always the villain. They somehow also made Hades the god of fire. Hades is not the god of fire.
That's incorrect.
Hephaestus is the god of fire.
Who?
He's the god of the forge, god of volcanoes, god of fire, all that.
What was his name?
Hades. Hephaestus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the forgeman Yeah,
That
who
makes
also
sense. That's
was
cool. I like that it's the
was
Forge guy that has all the
yeah,
reference
the
to
Forge
fire.
guy, God of the Fire, makes sense. Zeus makes the clouds into Pegasus, but the story of Pegasus' birth is fucking ruthless. Carrying on from the Medusa story that I probably said a couple episodes ago. That was on podcast day. I said that.
I think so.
Yeah. So Medusa's head gets severed at the end, by Perseus, and Perseus takes the head off and gives it to Athena. But out of the head of, out of the body of Medusa, jumps out a white horse with wings. Fun fact, actually, Pegasus is not a species. Pegasus is the one. Yeah, the one thing. Like, the Pegasus is the only Pegasus kind of thing.
Oh.
And also there was a giant named Cryosaur. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Cryosaur. Yeah. Yeah.
Cry sour.
Cry.
Cryosaur. He's just a dude. He's
Cry so.
he's just he doesn't do much. He's just kind of a giant. Yeah. That's it.
My
But
trifecta is Emperor's New Groove, Robin Hood, and the Aristocats.
Aristocats! Aristocats was awesome!
It's so good. It's classic.
Sorry, I wasn't listening for a second. What were the other two?
Robin Hood and Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
Were probably my Disney trifecta.
Aristocats are freaking great. Oh my god.
Aristocats is so good. It's actually like top tier.
Well, what else was there?
live action Aristocats. Sorry?
What else was there?
Yeah, sorry, I kind of interrupted you.
That's all right. What else? Hercules does his labors in like a montage. But like the timeline got mixed up because Hercules does those labors after he kills his wife and daughter, who he ends up getting with Meg or Megara. At the end, when he gets with Megara, has a daughter, I think, and then Hera curses him, like makes him basically lose his mind and go crazy and kill both of them. And so the originally 10 labors were done as sort of penance for, and then 2 of them were considered void, so we had to do 2 more. The 2 of them were void was the Hydra, in which it didn't count because he had help by his mate, Squire guy, who was burning the stumps, and also he had to clean the stables. And what he ended up doing is diverting a river through the stables to wash out all the poo. And I was like, well, you didn't really wash it, so yeah. anyone who washes their car with a hose didn't really wash their car.
Oh, what? What, they have to
Unless-
do it by
unless
hand?
you
Just
by
scratch the poo up.
Deliver unless
Yuck.
the water by your hand touches the thing.
That relates
It
to a
doesn't count.
story I'll have to tell later.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. What were some other dumb ones? I'm pretty sure Hercules gets trained by Chiron, who is also in Percy Jackson. Who's like the centaur guy. Yeah. Also, the big one is like Hercules is the Roman version. The Greek version is Heracles. With a K. Yeah, that's a funny one. Hera doesn't send the snake. Hercules sends the snake. Yeah, so he fights those 2 demons, who belong to Hades, and they turn into like snakes. But no, Hera sent snakes. Yeah.
She sent the snakes.
And opened up my eyes.
Oh God,
Um,
that's horrifying.
Yeah.
Snakes.
Pain
opening
and
eyes.
Panic are the two demons. When I went back thinking about the movie, I thought they were Phobos and Deimos, who are the sons of Ares, and they're basically the gods of fear and panic.
Are those the two little miniony people?
Well, Pain and Panic are those two,
Oh,
but I think they're based on Phobos and Deimos. They're also just the moons of Mars.
uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
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 So, yeah.
Damn.
Also, Starfield. There's that space station that you see in that gameplay, not the gameplay trailer, but the cinematic trailer, where you're going up to that space station. Looks like the ISS but bigger. When you're inside it, you see up on a wall the station's called Deimos, so the Greek god of panic.
Well, don't they actually have Mars?
So,
Don't they have Mars and what is it called?
I don't know.
Starfield.
What?
I feel like
Starfield.
don't we get Mars? Do we get Mars? Do we get actual planets we know of in Starfield, or are they all new
I don't know.
planets?
I don't actually know.
I
They're
don't know. We're
probably
getting
all new.
distracted.
Imagine going to
We're getting
Earth.
distracted.
That'd be fucking nuts.
Imagine.
It's just apocalypse, like desolate, awful.
Yeah.
That would actually, I feel like that's the only way they could do Earth, because how the hell
Oh yeah.
would
That's
you
yeah.
do anything advanced on Earth? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. What else? Oh, the Titans. The Titans. At the end, they're just kind of like the Titan of Earth, ice, fire, and wind. I'm like, well, no, the Titans were actually the parents of the gods. Well, not the parents, but like the elders.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, it was Rhea and Kronos, who are Titans, who are the parents of the gods. And Kronos actually eats his children, some of the gods, and his mother, Rhea, gives him a rock in place of Zeus, and Zeus goes off and gets raised up and then comes back to fight
Damn.
the Titans. So the Titanomachy, which is what it's called, is a fight between the gods and the
What would that have been? Because you know all the gods are all the stars and stuff. What do you think that they are? What are the Titans? Like, if you look up into
Well-
the night sky, right? What are the Titans supposed to be?
So the planets are named after the Roman versions.
Oh,
So Mars is Ares, Jupiter is Zeus, Venus is Aphrodite, Mercury is Hermes,
Freddy.
Neptune is sorry?
What? Never mind. It's just a terrible joke.
Yeah. Neptune is Poseidon, Pluto is Hades, and Uranus is a Titan, I think. I think he's the god of the sky. But Saturn is the Roman name for Kronos, also known as the dad of the main Greek gods, that being Zeus, Poseidon, Hades, Hera, Demeter, and Hestia. So those are the six children, the main six, and then everyone else is kind of descendants of those people. There's incest in the gods as well. So
Beautiful.
Hera and Zeus are brother and sister. But yeah, so Uranus is Uranos, who's basically the god of the Greek Titan of the sky, and he's the one who sleeps with Gaia, so the lady on my Greek team, my green team, sorry.
Uh huh.
they go together and basically birth a majority of Greek mythology. They're all kind of eventually related back to Gaia and Uranus. But yeah, so there's two Titans who are the planets, basically.
Right.
That being Saturn, Kronos, Saturn, aka Kronos, and Uranus. Yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I don't like how they turn the Muses into a jazz band. I mean, it was kind of funny, but like, it's very like it's very Americanized. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I wonder who the
Whose
people.
idea was that?
Maybe it was the Americans' idea. Sounds
Oh
very
my
American
No,
of
it was
them.
the Greek government.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
You know what this movie needs? More jazz.
Needs more cowbell.
Yeah, all the music is just like generic, like American. It's like, yeah, it's very like Western European music. I feel like they could have. Well, I think they also kind of do that in Mulan, but they kind of Mulan they bring in like little bits of Chinese music, like styling, whereas they don't really do this at all um in
Hercules?
Hercules.
Alright.
Yeah.
I get. What do
Yeah.
they have to go off though? I guess like harp. You could put some harp music. In
Yeah, I
there.
mean, they got harps, they got pan flutes. You know pan flutes? The flutes
Yeah.
that are just like they're a bunch of reeds that slightly get longer, and they're all kind of next to each other.
Yeah, and you have a
No.
goat boy just sort of like prancing, going
Oh.
around.
Yeah.
Yep. So
And then they're like,
those
"Get out of
flutes,
here!" and they toot
those
off.
they call them pan flutes because the Greek god Pan, who was a satyr, who's basically god of the wild and stuff like that, he created the pan flute. I don't know. But yeah, that flute's named after him.
Oh,
Pan.
so actually,
He's a
it is
satyr.
actually to do with the goat boy? I was just like, oh yeah, I
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
see these two
satyr or
together.
fawn.
Yeah, I mean that would make
Yeah.
sense.
Freaking goat boy.
He's also kind of like, he's not the god of farming, but he's the god of like empty fields. Like
what?
in the same way. So Demeter's like the goddess of agriculture, like farming crops and stuff. Well, that
Who's
would be
praying for
horticulture, but
empty fields? Why would you even want empty
so
fields?
Pan is more the god of, I guess, livestock.
Oh, so he's like the
Yeah.
Pied Piper. Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh my god.
He's like the he's the original Pied Piper.
He's the god of the nature, the wild, shepherds, flocks, and mountains and stuff.
Right.
He's like the wild god. He's like the druid god, basically.
Oh,
is
that's
kind of
pretty
how I'd
cool.
explain him.
I like them. They're now my favorite.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I should never say
thinking
a
of
Greek god
adding-
is my favorite because I've probably done something real nasty. You know.
Oh, they all have.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah. I don't have a favorite. I take it back. No one's my favorite. They're minus favorite. All of them.
I've got a couple Greek gods which I plan on adding in who aren't like the main 13. I say 13 because
You
there are
mean
12
adding in?
there have always been 12 Olympians, but
Oh right,
two,
to your
like,
legacy.
like,
I was confused.
one left. Yeah, I did mention that.
Oh, sorry.
Did I?
No,
I don't
you
know.
didn't say.
Where did
I don't think you mentioned that you were anything to do with the Lego. I thought you were just like, I'm gonna add them in, and I was like, what?
I've got the 12 Olympians. Well, not 13. I've got the 12 Olympians, but I've actually got 14 gods because there's the 12 Olympians who were the ones that lived on Olympus,
Mhm.
and they originally there was all of them, including Hestia, who's the goddess of hearth and home and that kind of thing. And a new god came in who was named Dionysus, who's the god of drinking and revelry and fun and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
God of wine, all that kind of shite. And he joins, but there can only be 12, and so Hestia steps back. So I've got her because I like her, and it annoyed me, not when it happened, but like learning about it, because there were 6 female gods and 6 male gods, and then Hestia left and Dionysus joined, and now there were 8 male gods and 4 female gods. No, 7 male gods and 5 female. Yeah, maths. And also there's Hades, who isn't one of the Olympians because he doesn't live on Olympus. He lives down in the underworld. Yeah, they really they shunned Hades.
Yeah,
because Poseidon has his own realm in terms of the ocean, but he still is one of the Olympians. Hades is his own realm in terms of the underworld, but he's not an Olympian. They kicked him out. He's like the one uncle that no one really likes. But he's not the bad guy. He's misunderstood. Anyway, I want to add Pan, because I've got 2 of the satyr minifigures, or the faun minifigures. So I want to turn one of them into Pan. And I was going to make...
How the hell do you make a pan flute out of Lego, though?
Don't worry about it.
I haven't figured that out
yet. Eventually they'll make one.
Oh yeah, probably. They're making new pieces every other day, honestly. You know.
Except not.
Yeah, CMFs. They like. I really want them to do. I feel like CMFs aren't really doing things that are exist anymore. They're kind of just doing whatever the fuck they want.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of have free reign for that.
Yeah, I want to go back to the olden days where they have ancient kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean we do get the occasional ancient thing, but not as much as.
What you said something earlier before we started this, Brent, about how we all have our own sections.
Yeah, we all got our own trifecta, just like we all got our own section, right? So if you couldn't tell, Ben is definitely the ancient worlds kind of guy, right? I mean, we've literally been going for a podcast length with Ben. We've had a full length podcast on Greek mythology. I actually kind of like.
Greek mythology is so cool.
It is really cool. I
mean, Percy Jackson kind of sparked my liking for that, which I mean that probably happened for a lot of people, but I mean I was kind of raised to learn about that kind of stuff, and I just learned about shit,
Yeah, I mean I always took to the I like the Egyptians, but I'm definitely prehistoric, definitely 100%.
Yeah.
Dipped
so
by Corliss,
prehistoric
awesome
to prehistory.
Yeah.
To Egypt. Because I'm also Egyptian stuff as well, so I could take over from Egypt.
Yeah, we can.
So we're both in Egypt.
Where we meet up at Egypt. We
a sunset, a sunset dinner in Egypt.
Yeah, on top of a pyramid. We're on there,
and then I'll carry on from Egypt through ancient Greece, through Rome, to Dark Ages, to medieval times.
Yeah.
You notice how there's all the great history of ancient Greece and all that, and it's progression and all that kind of thing. There's all these sort of great stuff that's been created and inventions and all that. And then you get the Dark Ages right after, where everything just dies.
It all just kind of dies and stalls out, You
want to know why that is?
It's
because the Roman Empire fell out. And you know what fractured the Roman Empire?
Religion.
Religion.
So...
You know what religion that was? a religion broke the Roman
my
Empire
God.
and sent humans into the Dark Ages.
Fuck.
Anyway,
It all comes around.
the Dark Ages. I'll follow into like medieval times. I love medieval times, but once we get into like the advent of gunpowder, Garrett, you can take over with your like.
He's a modern boy.
Yeah, I
living in
really,
a modern
I
world.
do. See, I really like 1700s and forward because for those who don't know, I don't know if you've even, I think I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but I've done like historical
it really does
reenacting.
work. Oh my gosh, it really does work. We're looping all the way back to like episode 1. I feel like that was like episode 1.
But no, I've done quite a bit of historical reenacting, and that the year that we did was 1754. But no, I've like done quite a bit of history stuff through that time period, Revolutionary War period, and stuff like that. And not just like in America, but like outside of it. Not much in like Eastern Asia. I don't know a lot about Eastern Asian history in that time period, but like no, like all the way up through like into the 1800s and 1900s, and then like most of my other fandom stuff is like definitely like more modern, and then like into the future sort of stuff. And I'm a tech bro.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
that's
so
I
we've got the
self-identify
3
as tech
stages
bro.
of time.
Whoa.
I am the prehistoric world. Ben.
I'm the middle of the human centipede.
Yeah.
I am the modern era.
So I guess I am the best part of the human centipede then, because if I'm the one at the start, right? So I'm the one eating.
Well, no. I would say because we're moving forward through time, you're the back.
Oh shit! Well, at least I'm not the middle.
You're
The middle is pretty
a lot
bad.
Of that. You're going to be getting a lot of shit.
Oh, fuck! It's all going to be piling up, just like the layers of time.
Yeah. You're not going to be at the front for much longer, Garrett.
Oh shit.
Yeah, that's going to be the next stage. That's going to be the like medieval 2. That's what that stage is. Space catapults where they're flinging like asteroids at each other.
Yeah,
that'd be freaking.
We gotta bring in a new member for that era.
Actually, no, we shouldn't loop. Maybe we'll have maybe it'll be prehistoric.
Oh man,
after
maybe
the
it just re-loops because we get wiped out.
Well, you know the thing about the whole like, I really like this idea that everything is in a massive loop, right? Not that nothing matters, but the fact that that things are space is drifting, everything is drifting further and further and further apart. Everything's getting more and more stretched out. That eventually, right, it all dissipates. We get the nothing zone again, just like before the Big Bang, and then we get the new Big Bang, and it all resets, and it starts again.
You know what's a weird that this is less like time and space related, more just like space related. I was watching a video on YouTube. I don't remember what it was specifically. It might have been a TikTok. I don't actually remember, but no, it was like
the modern boy.
I'm on the TikTok.
TikTok
I was watching a video about like aliens and like are they real and are we alone in the universe sort of thing, going down that rabbit hole, and there's I hadn't ever heard this before, but it's the idea that there is sort of a like wall of time or like a disaster or something that like stops all civilizations, and the question is have we surpassed that line? Like, are we the lucky ones that made it past, or have we just not made it there, and all the other civilizations have already hit that point, or
what, they've all wiped themselves out like
the once you surpass like there's a certain line where like no civilization ever makes it past it. Yeah,
so it's like it's unlikely that we'll find like an intelligent life out there because they've all kind of failed, because they haven't actually. It's going to be less and less likely because the circumstances leading up to our advanced technology to go and find them we have to hit all the right marks, you know.
Yeah, the further we go into time and the further we develop, like and if we continue to find less and less, the more likely it is that we have surpassed that line of survival,
Right?
sort of thing. Where like there hasn't really been a lot of signs like of other civilizations, but besides whatever the hell is going on in the U.S. space government. Area 51 crap, but I'm not gonna go into that because I don't know what that's a rabbit hole, man. There's a lot of weird shit that's been released lately, but
Yeah.
no,
it's all
that
gone
was
home.
just something I kind of thought of is just like have we passed the line? Have we are
we
we
crossed
the line
it?
here, buddy?
have we crossed the threshold of survival?
Buddy boy, you crossed the line.
Maybe we need another alien species to pick us up and take us across the threshold. You know.
Whoa, or
That's
maybe
what we
we'll be
need.
that species that finds.
Oh yeah, maybe
finds
we'll
some-
find some
and-
like species that are stuck in. Maybe we'll find alien Greeks, and we'll be the
Whoa.
gods, and we'll be
Oh my gosh,
Hercules.
it's so, oh my gosh, it's all full circle. Oh my gosh, turns out there has been someone that
Hercules
did.
was the god of strength. He became the god of strength.
Well, these aliens are really fucking
That's what you
weak,
go.
like toothpicks.
No, you know how he became the god of strength? He was just like he was just one of the main species, and whatever species like helped us out just gave him a major shot of like what's the like major like bodybuilding one? I forget what it's called. I can't remember.
What? What'd you say?
It's like whatever drug it is that like makes you gain like super like muscle like
Oh,
mass.
steroids.
Yeah, steroids. They just like gave him steroids.
Yeah.
The aliens. I mean,
The gods have
It's
blessed
possible.
me. Now give me another shot of the freaking steroid.
the gods have blessed me with. Don't tell them about the pills.
Oh yeah.
Strength.
Another complaint I had about like, well, not complaint, but it's just like it's one of those things like if like watching Lord of the Rings and when like Aragorn kicks the helmet after finding out that
Oh yeah.
Merry and
Yeah.
Pippin, like, did you know that he broke his foot there?
He
He
broke
his
his
toe.
foot.
It's one of those. Yeah.
If you
So,
notice in the background, in this
It's
one
like the
shot,
fucking-
you can see a car.
Oh my
Pegasus,
gosh.
that wasn't even like Hercules' thing. Pegasus was involved with another Greek hero named Bellerophon, who, like, he rode Pegasus, and it was this whole thing where he like rode it with like a spear and stuff, and he fought the Chimera, which is the like that one donkey thing with it that has
Donkey?
like the head of the lion and the head of the goat, and the goat
Oh,
like
yeah.
breathes
Right.
fire, and it's got the snake tail that shoots like acid or poison. Yeah, the Chimera. Anyway, and so he goes and he fights that, and he wins because he's like, "Aha, you can't hit me. I'm like out of range." Of the horse. And he just gets he wins, and he keeps doing more and more things like fucking around, and then he thinks like, "Oh, I deserve to meet the gods." He gets real brazen. And he starts to fly up to like Mount Olympus in the sky, and Zeus just looks over his chair, looks down, and sees this dude trying to fly up and meet him. He's like, "Fuck you!" And then throws a lightning bolt over, knocks him off the horse and kills him.
Bro just like snipes the bitch. Fucking yeet.
Oh, it's such a fucking funny thing to picture.
It's just a yeah.
It's just, I just
good
love
brain
Zeus just be
picture,
like chilling on a cloud or some shit, and it's just like, oh, what the fuck? Oh,
Look at this
whatever. And
dumbass.
it flings a fucking lightning bolt.
I imagine it. He's flying up, and then he gets hit with a lightning bolt, and as he falls, it's just like the Yoda dying noise. He falls. It's like.
Oh shit! That's